All right, and then last, there was,
but not least,
Fixed.
Ah, you saw it. I saw that it has excellent reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
The Genndy Tartakofsky animated feature film coming to Netflix on August 13th about a dog who's about to get neutered having his last day out on the town. Now,
all right, so I'm gonna grab my dog with no balls to listen to this review,
starring various names, including Idris Elba, and so like incredible, ridiculous cast in this. Fixed is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah,
it's really funny. It is absolutely disgusting. It is super funny and fucking gross. And you have to be
it's that last batch of Ren and Stimpy episodes.
You have to be down with the fucking gross if you're gonna fully enjoy and embrace this. That's the caveat, and it's loud and clear.
Woolie, I would like to ask you just a clarifying question.
Yeah.
Just to set the tone. Is this cope?
No. Okay. And I can elaborate.
I just wanted you to like go back and like examine it for like a second.
No, I can elaborate. I can elaborate. Okay. There's big laughs that the audience is having and that we had to the shit going on in the movie. But there are also moments where the entire row of us, where Punch Mom and me and Reggie and Canty are like all looking away from the screen because we can't take what's happening on screen right now. All right? So if you want like there's funny dog owner humor going on and a lot of fun, like you can tell too, like, okay, this is a dog owner that knows and understands dogs, and like little inside bits that are very, very specific to dog ownership.
I have an ugly disabled dog. I would get these bits.
Absolutely, right? They're out in full force for a whole lot of that movie, and there's a charm to how much this movie loves dogs and paying attention to the little things they do, and if you're a dog owner, what you get from that. At the same time, I hope you are okay and ready to stare at turds being chewed on in detail. Like,
yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so if you're listening to this, some people can probably do that. Some people can't. Staring.
I've had to scrape cat shit off my dog's teeth.
Yeah, okay.
Man.
I'm out. I can't do that. That's fucking crazy. I can't do that.
Oh man.
Right?
Oh, I have bad news for you, sir.
And you know what? No.
I have bad news for you.
No. Baby and her own poop are its own little world of its.
Oh yeah. All right.
There is.
You hold on to that fucking dream.
I am. There's nothing that can come from that. That'll be an issue.
Someone write down that he said this.
Okay. What that actually means is it will be an issue, but I'm gonna fucking do it, and that'll be that.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Like an issue actually is for me is like, nah, I can't do this. I'm tapping out. No, there is no tapping out. It's happening regardless, but it'll suck.
Dude, there
right? That's it.
I'll tell you.
Now, the row of us sitting there can't deal with that. That's too much, man. And it was fucking and like the bit was that like it keeps going. It was like, we know we're gross, so let's let that linger and let's add let's add the details, right? You're like, oh, I got no problem, sure, okay. And like, you know, there's points in the movie where there's like a poop emoji style joke of like, oh, it's the little ice cream fucking thing or whatever. This is like details and peanuts, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so you're saying whatever, but for anyone listening...
Woolie, I watched The Cup. I didn't blink.
That's fine, but just understand, a lot of people are not gonna whatever that. That it fucking is like, ugh, right?
Yeah.
So that's it, right? If, you know, there's hilarious laughs, you know, and big old fucking great. There's some funny ass bits, but there's like dog fucking, like there's dog sex happening, and it's
awful,
and it is like super like emphasized. There are right. There are elements of that where it's like you're animating the feeling of like, you know, when a cartoon dog is like floating, or a cartoon is like floating because of the smell of a pie or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the waft of the heat coming from
dude.
the female
that's
in
real.
heat.
Dogs are nuts for that.
And we're animating that. We're animating the dog pussy waft as the dog is getting in there to fuck. And you're like, oh my God, what are we doing, guys? And it's a lot, man.
I gotta tell you, somebody who's owned dogs my whole life, this is actually like, you need to just fucking
okay, well, that's good. It's good that you can fucking tank that and you're fine. But I'm describing why everyone else is having a rough go about Fixed, right? And where you start, the reason why you started this going like, are you sure it wasn't cope, is because that feeling everybody's getting is from what I'm describing. That shit is in there, you know? If you're gonna go see this or go watch it on Netflix, or if I'm gonna recommend it to people, you have to be able to deal with what I'm describing. And if you can, then great. And if that sounds like a bad time, then you know.
So what you're saying is if you're cool and tough as fuck, you should watch this movie. And if you're a little pussy man, you should stay away.
Not
barf in your bucket.
not being down with the fucking turd eating is
well,
huge.
It's just gross stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's gross stuff. Anyways, I don't know what you either feel this way or you don't, and that's it. End of story. This is where we are.
It's not like it's pickles on a sandwich.
Okay.
It's disgusting.
The things that make you viscerally react and gag make you viscerally react and gag, Pat.
Hey, listen, Woolie. Dogs exist in the real world. Mystery syringes are rare.
And we've reached the limit of the point, and I've established so that anybody who's hearing this, I'm talking past you at this point, to people who are like, ooh, yeah, I kind of don't want to see shit eating, actually, you know? Yeah. But anyways, now that being said, it's really funny. Yeah. Like, it's super wild, and it does definitely, I was thinking that the inspirations were going to be, I think I said like Fritz the Cat or John Kay, and it's like, it was actually not that. It was like Tex Avery. It's just going on like a big adventure into the city, and you know, overall in terms of just like animation quality and like the Genndy doing what he does, it's incredible stuff.
But he's using it for evil.
He's using his talents for extreme evil. You know,
to attack you specifically.
To attack everybody, really. This is not.
No, you. He's pointing his finger at you, going, "I'm going to get you."
Well, Woolie. I can prove that that's not the case, and let me get there. All right.
Oh.
So we're sitting there, and like they go, all right, we're gonna bring up a special guest, and then we're like, and it's like, it's the Animation France Festival curator, and it's like, oh, hey, come on, you know, he comes up and he introduces some of the choices for their films and everything, and we're just like, Jesus Christ, like, okay, he's like, it's the closing film of the festival, you know, let's like, fine, this is a big deal and such, but like, imagine meeting him under these circumstances. That would be insane. And then the dude goes, ladies and gentlemen, Genndy Tartakofsky, and Genndy walks out on stage, and we're like, what? I filmed the bit, like literally me and Reggie, and we're just like, why? You're here now for this? We're meeting you because dog pussy?
Yeah, dude. It's what he really cares about. And
he actually showed up for this premiere. And then, you know, we the movie played. He got an award, and then he did a Q&A afterwards. And at the Q&A, he was describing, like, they're like, okay, so what the fuck, man? You know? And he explained it. And so basically he's been trying to make this, I said 11 years before, since 2008.
Yeah. So
it has been longer than that. And he has been trying to make this, and it was also a movie that he wanted to make. It was basically like something with him and like his friends from school back in the day, like their crew, you know, was kind of like, he wanted to kind of have it like a little animated feature with some of those friends, almost like Seinfeldy, you know? And then at one point he was like, oh, making them dogs is like a fun way to do that. And pitched it and got interest, but, you know, couldn't land it, you know? And after all this time, it's finally possible. That's fucking 17 years now, you know? But he was describing how he's like, you know, in addition to that, he's like, he loves his dog. And you can tell, like, he's in, you know.
How can you not? They're the best guys.
And he didn't have a pitch beyond him and 4 other dogs that represent his real life friends kind of hanging out and having adventures. And then at one point they went like, oh, well, they're like, that's good, but it needs a point. It needs like something to stick, you know? And then they're like, oh, what if he was going to get fixed the next day? And then they're like, okay, great. But also right around 2010 or so, like adult R-rated comedy just evaporated and stopped existing. Like there was nothing. And no one was interested, and that continued to be the case for a really long time. And then basically it was around like COVID where like that started to like change again or so, but no one was hiring, and no one else was working on that stuff. And you know, R-rated things are always like really, really like rare for studios because they're just like, nobody's gonna see this. It makes no money. What's the point? Then you go on top of that 2D hand animated, not 3D. What are you, crazy? Right?
He's like, I don't think I could get the chunks the right viscosity in 3D.
Yeah. And so, you know, TV has always been TV, but in terms of film, Simpsons and Family Guy and South Park have always been there. But in terms of getting movies made, like it was a huge obstacle that nobody was interested in. When they eventually did get it done, he's like, they ran it by and they did 4 large test audience screenings. And at each one of the screenings, the audience was howling. It was, every big laugh was happening. It was humongous. Everyone was dying in their seats. And then afterwards, under your seat, you grab an iPad and you fill out how you felt about the movie. And on the test screenings, they tested like shit. They tested horribly because everyone was laughing, but was also disgusted and horrified. And it was
This is my mom and The Simpsons. My mom hated my dad and me watching The Simpsons. She'd be like, oh, it's so crass and rude and disgusting. And we'd be like, it's the Simpsons. What are you talking about? And then every time she would walk by and see it and stare at it for 10 seconds, a gag would get her and she'd laugh and go, oh.
No, right, terrible. Yeah. So the idea being like, yeah, it's you're the person, like everyone, they're laughing, and then after the fact, there's some people that are probably just like feeling that shame at it or whatever. But as someone who likes raunchy comedy, you know, I'm down for raunchy comedy, but the test screenings all went horribly because it was just also too disgusting, you know? Yeah. And so you can laugh at a movie because some scenes are like that, but other scenes you're losing people. And when I was like, there were at least, there's 2-3 parts where I was like, all right, we get it. I'm looking away. Like I'm legit looking away now, you know? And I think that's kind of what the struggle was. Eventually, you know, Netflix is like super down for it, and they're like, yeah, fuck it, throw it up there. And so it's getting made now and it's done. But this is what you got to know going into it, you know. And I think the reviews as well, like, yeah, you're gonna see once it comes out or so, you're gonna see it's gonna probably be very high, but also extremely divisive. Right? Because
sounds like a good kind of movie to see with like a milkshake and like chocolate raisins.
Or a melty O. Henry bar.
I don't like them melty. Like they're like a mess in the best of times.
Well, in any case, Yeah, there is a very clear, like, kind of like a good movie can still have a dog dying in it, and that always tests poorly.
Yes.
You know how that's a universal thing that it just doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Hey,
I would say that that's not even true. I'd say that your movie can't be good if a dog dies in it. Bad movie.
oh,
Immoral, even.
oh, interesting.
Dogs are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if a gag in this movie happens where, I don't know, how, would that 180 this conversation suddenly?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Oh, then I guess we have to,
because it makes me feel sad.
Okay.
And I don't want to feel sad. And if I feel sad watching a movie, bad movie.
Well, then I guess you're gonna have to 180 your stance.
Darn.
Because it is
no.
There is a quick gag, but there is absolutely dog death in this movie, and it's brutal.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It's brutal. there is also squirrel death you could see in the trailer.
Squirrels have no souls.
That's very brutal as well. So yeah. Guess what? The old adage that dog dying on a film is like horrible for test scores continues to be true. In this case, 100%. So yeah, Fixed is coming out. You can, in 10 days or in less than, in about a week, you can check it out on Netflix and see for yourself. But like, this is the deal. There's going to be a line drawn in the sand between, the folks who are able to handle the scat humor and those that can't, per se, and the rest of it. Like animal sex in particular is like, you can, there's a lot of cases where it's like, okay, you can imply, you can zoom out, but then some parts where you go all in on it, there's like oh my God, okay. Austin Powers had and then like poop bits happen in comedies from time to time as well. Like the Austin Powers mug is implied, and that allowed the censorship rules to change forever, etc. But this is just what it is. Just like, know you're going in and know that's going to be a part of it. And if you're going to get your laughs regardless, then it'll be great. You'll have a good time. Because I enjoyed it and thought it was a very funny movie, but I have to put the biggest disclaimer, heads up, in advance of this.
Hey, let me ask you,
Genndy's
since you saw it in a theater, do you think that this is the kind of thing that if you had not seen it in the theater, you wouldn't have felt as much social pressure to not vomit?
If I watched,
like, if you watched it at home, you would have been like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna barf."
If I watched it at home, no, I probably would have reacted the same way. I would have been like, "Yeah, we get it, man. We get it. Okay, next, right?" And I would have been like, "Oh God," like, yeah, no, I think I could see myself reacting pretty much the same way. If you're with a group of friends that are like super down with the fucked up, then they'll probably encourage that shit. If you're with your if you're with your mom and dad having family movie night,
well, here's the
and
problem,
you got the kids nestled up, then maybe not.
You can't be the first person to barf. Right, that's just embarrassing. You want to hold on at least like number 2 or 3 and have it hit with the chain reaction.
At the end of the day, it's animated, so there is a limit to the amount of damage it can do, right? Versus like the real thing. The real thing is always way worse. But here's another example: Jackass 3, hilarious movie.
Absolutely.
Fuck that train scene.
Train scene? Which one's
there's
that?
a train volcano scene that is just the worst thing.
Oh, really? I think the same one as you with the poop.
Yeah, the diarrhea ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Not a fan. Funny movie. Fuck that thing. I hate that. That sucks. So, yeah. Shit volcano was not a good time, and that can simultaneously exist in a movie that I find funny. Seems like other people like are in agreement there. Like, yes, okay, right. So that's it. That's fixed. And I'd say that's probably like the apt comparison point where you're like, big laughs, but boy, do they come at a cost. So yeah, anyway, that's about it. The only other thing I wanted to let people know is that this month and this month only, you can get the Woolie plush. Well, Wolves in the Lab is up for order now on Makeship, and I um I'm going to have to remind folks that it's going to be over at the end of August 30th. It's going to be done, so you can only order it this month. And in the future, when you're like, "How do I get one?" You probably can't. So grab it now while you can. Should I have put a plug in the big old boxing match? Yeah, I probably should have. That would have been smart.
Yeah, that seemed like it would be a wildly appropriate thing.
Especially given it was right before the day before. But you know what? I'm a dumbass. So this is this is what you get.
I mean, you're busy.
This is what you get.
You got stuff going on.
Yeah. But if you want to get one now, because you will not be able to get one later. Unless it does crazy well and they go, hey, let's bring it back. But as far as my understanding, this is a one-time shot. With a threshold of like really high sales for being like, we can do another if you want, but we'll have to see.